Oh, goodness. Okay. One problem solved. Next problem solved. Okay, I think we're good. Okay. Welcome, folks, to another edition of Vox Pop from Shimokitazawa. Come show me your records. Is it the first Vox Pop of 2026? Surely it can't be, but maybe it is. I'm just getting my, how do they say, sea legs on. I don't even know what I'm doing. It's been a while. It's been so cold and it's actually kind of windy tonight. And I don't know how long I can do this. I always try to like to get, you know, three victims, three Tokyo Record style victims. I actually just spot a guy from Flash Disc Ranch who just rolled up, but he was from Italy and said he didn't really feel all that comfortable speaking English. I feel like I'm a little off kilter here. What can I do? Yeah, just getting going here, getting the band back together, as it were. Okay, we're a little wonky, but okay, so be it. Do I need to? Okay, we're really struggling here. I don't have a tissue, so wasn't quite perfectly ready for this. Give me a second. I know that's probably okay. That ought to be better. Okay, we're there. How do you do? Troll pal Brian. I'm leaning this way a little bit. I just have my backpack leaned up against the thing here so that it doesn't fall over. There it goes. What's a better way to do it? Let's try that. No. Well, I don't think we risk it. Hold on. We'll try one more thing. Woo! We'll try this on here. Show me your records. Okay. We're getting there. Good grief, Brian. You could have prepared a little bit better. We're a little rusty. A little rusty. Okay. Back in action. All right, folks. Welcome to Shimokitazawa. This is my old stomping grounds. I'm here outside of the sort of new station. It's definitely new. It used to be a real kind of mixed, mismatch, hodgepodge, like crazy maze of a station, and now it's still a bit of a maze because two train lines intersect here: the Inokashira line and the Odakyu line, and the Odakyu line in one way goes to Shinjuku, and in the other way it goes to Shibuya. So it's kind of a place where kids who are on their way home from to or from school, who live out here, kind of in the western residential areas of Tokyo, they stop here, and it's a very youthful place. It's filled with youth culture and bars and restaurants and recycle and resale shops, vintage clothing, and stuff that teenagers like, and record stores. There's like 15 record stores here or more. So this is where I have called home for a very long time, and it's on my way home every day. And today I thought I would just come and get the get the gears turning again for a Vox Pop, for another season of Vox Pop. I realize it was just it's too cold to do in the winter. I couldn't bear being out in the cold. So now that it's warmed up a bit, even though it's cooled back down a little bit, it's nice to be back out here on the streets, mixing it up with the people. We'll see if we capture any passers-by to talk about music. I've got my little sign here that says, "Show me your records" or "Talk to me about music." Tokyo Record Style. Unfortunately, I'm out of stickers. I'm all out of Tokyo Record Style stickers. I ordered 500 of them, and I sent them out into the universe, and They all found new homes with the exception of the last 20 that I lost somewhere. And I'm going to order some new ones, but I like to give them out to people. If I spot people with record store bags with Tower Records or Disc Union or, those vinyl record store bags that they have at all the shops in Japan, I say, oh, those are records. You want to talk about records? And before there was this whole video Vox Pop, man on the street kind of thing, there's a photography element to Tokyo Record Style, and I photograph these people, and I put them in kind of cool poses where they're holding the records, and we talk about the records that they scored at the shop, and we call it the human algorithm. And this wind is strong. So yeah, and it's an interesting way to discover music because you have your finger on the pulse of what people are buying and what people are talking about and what people are into. And I go home and I listen to the records that people buy, and it's a really, really interesting and worthwhile way to discover music. And I encourage anybody who is curious about it. The idea is that the pie in the sky idea is that you might want to take up this method of working. If you like to do photography and you like to mix it up with people and you like to document music culture and street culture, why not start up your own record style chapter in your neck of the woods? Why don't you take a camera out to your streets and hang outside a record shop from time to time? And when you see cool people coming out of the record store, stop them and say, hey, I'm doing Toronto record style. I'm Amsterdam record style. I'm Singapore record style. Come and talk to me about your records. And you can go to my website at tokyorecordstyle.com or tokyo.record.style, or you can go follow me at Tokyo Record Style on Instagram, and you will see the people that I photograph, and you will also see the stories that I write about them. It's a great way to sort of flex my writing noodle and my creative photography noodle at the same time. And this Vox Pop, Man on the Street, is just a continuation of that, a little bit BTS behind the scenes. I've got my cool Tokyo Record Style logo here, and there's my little mascot dude. And I'm not gonna ask you guys to, if you want one of these stickers, if you want a sticker with my little guy on it, you can notice he's got the smile with the tone arm, and notice his eyes just like aren't quite right. They're a little wrong. That's intentional. I riffed on the original design, and I'm out of stickers. If you want to throw me a super chat or you can go to my website. There's a link to contribute, some Patreon stuff. There's some PayPal stuff. You can throw me a bean, and I'll buy some more stickers with it. And if you didn't get a sticker, then you can also DM me and say, hey, I want one of those stickers. And as soon as I get the next round, I'm working on it right now, I will be happy to send you one. Tokyo Record Style is also my YouTube channel. You probably already know this if you're following me. I make videos about record stores, about my own record collection, and just like anything I find interesting. I've got a funny video dropping later tonight that you'll have to check out. It's about an interesting Japanese subculture, which kind of has nothing to do with music, but it's creative and it's culture and it's interesting. It's Japan, and I'm going to be happy to share it. So you'll have to check that out later. Tokyo Record Style also has become a somewhat of a taxi concierge type tour guide service. I offer a service where you can basically cover literally like 10 times the amount of record stores in like 1/10 the amount of time. If you want to hop in the back of my Tokyo Record Style taxi, and we can cruise around to all the record stores and go out to the Goldilocks zone, is what I call it, the areas that are far away from the city center where there's very good deals and good digs to be had. And some very cool record shops that aren't the Disc Unions and HMVs and Towers, which are all really cool too, but they're starting to get a little bit not played out. But it's like anytime you want to go to a Disc Union, it's like $100, $60, $80, $50, $100. It's not really You know, I've really taken to CDs lately. I'm like Mr. CD. I've been buying CDs like crazy. Um, so yeah, and I got another tour. I've done about 12 of these tours since last summer, about once every 3 weeks or once a month or so. And the TRS mobile sounds brilliant, wonderful. Thank you. A perfect prescription, Mick in Australia. Great to see you, dude. Thank you for being here. Um, yeah, I've been streaming to. I kind of got out of this streaming game a little bit, at least streaming publicly, because there's just so many bad actors, and just I found it became much more rewarding and much more friendly and supportive and engaging and uh, um, just kinder in my own little world. I made a little world where a few of us could gather, a sort of a drama-free zone, and everybody there is like totally on the level, and it's a very, very, very cool crew of homies. And bless their hearts, they just got involved in the channel so that they could, I don't know, send a little love my way. But it's become a very engaged community, and I'm really, really digging on it. And I'm actually gonna encourage you and sell you on the idea that you ought to become a member of my channel. It's like $2 a month, and I absolutely feel completely justified in charging that little bit, because I'm doing a lot of work to keep that community activated and to return on some pretty interesting value for value propositions, if you will. And let me explain that. What we've got going on a weekly basis there on my Discord. And if you want to join and become a member of the YouTube channel, or you want to become a member of the Patreon channel, you can, and that gets you access to my Discord. And what's going on in Discord is very, very cool. And I can't believe it's actually working, but there's like a really activated crew of people who have like the most primo musical tastes. And we put prompts forth every week, or actually every other week. And we're on this 2 week cycle of we do top 5 records. This from the Nick Hornby novel, High Fidelity. Top 5 records for a Monday morning. Top 5 records for a tribute, Laura's dad tribute, and everybody in this crew puts forth these records, and we link them up and get real clever about how they all come together. And just as of this week, I've published them on my website. So that's a very exciting aspect of the Discord, is that it was sort of in the public realm, then it went out of the public realm, and now it has an element that's again in the public realm. And if you go to my website, I'm going to make a video about it that goes, it's a deeper dive, but it's very cool. Go to tokyorecordstyle.com and go look up top 5 records there in the top nav bar, and scroll down to the first or second. We've done 29 volumes so far, 29, and everybody gets real interesting. Everybody gets real involved, and they share about how these records came to importance for them and how they connect to their lives. And we all listen to them, and we basically have a week to put forth our 5 records for the prompt. And then we have another week where we all listen to each other's records. It's kind of like book club, but it's very hip. It's very, very cool. It's a little nerdy, little academic, I suppose, but everybody in there is really turned on. And I mean, it's totally worth $2 a month for sure. And there's more to it. So it's like a couple other things that the benefits are. A couple other benefits are, I'll send you some stickers and some postcards from time to time. If there's something that you find in Japan, send it to me, and I'll get it off to you in your neck of the woods. And anyway, I'll leave it at that. But the Tokyo Record Style Discord is going off, and lots of kind of what's the word? I don't know, it's insular, but in like a warm, cozy kind of way. I'm really, really digging on it, and I'm like, I'm subscribing to this notion that less is more a bit. So yeah, Tokyo Record Style is going. I did have on my record store touring service. I had somebody stiff me. I had somebody who was on the hook for they put up the deposit and they didn't pay the outstanding balance and they've ghosted me. And it's very, very disappointing, especially when it was such a good vibe and it was such a positive thing and it was all a setup and I got hoodwinked and I got ghosted and I kind of it's a real bummer. Real rotten act. I was real, you know, understanding and professional with this dude, but he paid half the bill, but he got delivered a giant service, and um, I guess he just thought he was above a gentleman's agreement. And even though we hugged and shook, and it's all in writing, and he even said to me, "Hey, let me make sure you send me the thing so I can take care of the thing." I said, "Don't worry, I will." All on the level, deadbeat. Super bummed. I'm still holding out that there's some misunderstanding, but an unfortunate platform, as we say in Fish World. Um, I just finished two books recently that I really enjoyed. Are we going to get any record collectors? We might not get a single record collector tonight. We got to get somebody. She looks pretty cool. We just want to talk about music. She looks like Stevie Nicks. Um, I just finished Lester Bangs's Carburetor reality. What was it? Psychotic realities, psychotic reactions, and carburetor dung. I just finished that book, and it was a doozy. Um, I figured out that I think I don't like Lester. I don't think I would have liked Lester Bangs, and I think had I read that book and had I read his writings when I was 20 something, they would have been wonderful, and I would have been mesmerized by him, and I would have thought he was hilarious and charming and super smart. But at 50, I was a little bit. A lot of the passages. I mean, a lot of throughout the book, I was like, ugh, oh God! It very much reminded me of the kind of drivel that I wrote in my journals for years and years in my 20s and 30s. Lester Bangs died of an accidental overdose at 33, and really unfortunate. I think it had he not been such a curmudgeon and misanthrope, and had he not glamorized being wasted so much, I think it probably could have been disaster averted. But unfortunately, 33, I think he was. And if you see pictures of Lester Bangs, he looks like he's about 53. So he lived hard and fast, and was combative interviewer. I just, yeah. But the book that I read, this psychotic reactions. Has anybody out there read this book? When he passed, hold on, let's see. Lester was a product of the times. That's a perfect way to put it. Had Human League Dare on the turntable. There you go. Isn't that a riot? I did not know that when he passed. Very interesting. Yeah, I feel better for having read it, and it was definitely interesting. But what I found actually most interesting in the book was at the very end there was a little novel. There was a little short story about a teenager who falls in love with a prostitute, and it's just a little work of fiction. And a kid basically goes to a brothel to have his maybe first sexual experience, and he sort of falls in love with the maiden, and she's twice his age, and they end up getting entangled with each other, and it doesn't end romantically or anything. It's got a rather sad and tragic ending to a degree. she basically realizes she has to get rid of him, and she devises a plan that involves rock and roll, and she sends him off with the circus, and he sends her checks now and again. But I kind of enjoyed that. Kind of enjoyed that bit of writing. It was a bit dismal. It was a bit like, it felt rainy, and I think he spoke in like a British accent. Whoever was reading it, and I couldn't find it on paperback. There's no copies of it in Japan. I listened to it on audiobook, but the guy who read it had a um, British accent for it, so it had kind of a rainy, gloomy overtone on it. I don't think we're gonna get a single record collector. We're gonna have to get imaginative here. Nobody has quite taken interest. On my way here, I did see a little kid, like about a 10-year-old kid, walking across the street with a selfie stick and a phone on his on the end of it, and he was vlogging, I guess. And I said to him, "Hey, are you a YouTuber?" He looked at me and ignored me, and then his mom kind of looked at me. I was like, "Is he a YouTuber? Can I follow him?" And she just kept walking. So yeah, I suppose that would have been a little bit disconcerting. I did find out that one of my son's friends' fathers has 2 million YouTube subscribers. He's a famous chef, online chef, and he's got a lot of followers. Very, very famous. The other book I finished just this morning actually was How Music Works by David Byrne. Another book that I have to kind of perhaps make another video in depth, not just riffing here on the live stream, but a very, very interesting book. And I recommend anybody who loves music, whether you are love it as a fan like me, or you're an amateur player, or you're a professional player, or you're deep in the music biz, or you work in corporate, or you manage a band, or you build. I mean, this book was filled with every bit of music information and touched on just like every corner of music universe. Very, very cool. History and ancient, prehistory, and context of venues, and the music business and profit, and the way the industry really works, and the point system, and the different kinds of deals you can make, and where music and why music, and it's a very, very fun read. So I'm going to give that some attention. Maybe on another video. Zeb is here. Hi, Zeb. Hey, Brian. Is it cold in Tokyo now? Heck, even in Norway, it's slightly warm, 13 degrees Celsius. Yeah, it's probably about that right now. It cooled down. It warmed up, and then it cooled down. We had some rain. It's cherry blossom season, so the cherry blossoms just passed us here in Tokyo, and now they're working their way up north. They bloom from the south of Japan, and then they if you come here at the beginning of a basically 6-week time frame and you do it properly, you can basically travel across the whole nation of Japan and work your way up to the north and eventually get to Hokkaido, and you can see cherry blossoms the entire way. Some people do that. It's very cool. But here in Tokyo, there's like a forecast when the cherry blossoms are going to peak, and you guys have cherry blossoms, but here they're really special, and I recommend anybody who is interested to come to Japan. It's probably peak expensive airfare and hotel season, but it can be done. The to get here during cherry blossom season, it's amazing, especially if you can get a really spectacular view at one of the amazing sites all across Tokyo or all across Japan. There's heaps of interesting places where you can check out. Hey guys, you want to talk about music? We're live streaming on YouTube, and we're talking about music. Does he love music? Are you guys both music lovers? Or not? Okay, that's fine. That's okay. Are you Irish? Yeah. Okay, I heard it in your voice. Oh, really? Yeah, that's nice. I'm not able to, I feel like I can hear it in my voice, but yeah. It's lovely. Where are you from? I'm from States. What state are you from? I'm from Colorado most recently, and I've been here since 2004, so over 20 years, yeah. Yeah. Are you visiting or do you guys live here?
Yeah, just visiting.
Okay.
We're leaving tomorrow.
Okay.
We're going up to Takayama.
Takayama. Okay. The cherry blossoms maybe will be blooming still up there.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay. All right. If you see any record collectors, we're talking about music. If you see anybody carrying some record store bags, send them over this way. Brian, it's called Tokyo Record Style. I'll give you the card. Yeah, Tokyo Record Style. And I wish I had some stickers, but I don't have any today. There you go. Give me a follow.
Cool, yeah.
All right. Cheers. Safe travels. Bye now. That was nice. I could hear the Irish accent's real nice, I think. Really like that Irish accent. Oh, there's a record. Oh, is that a record? Does he have a record? I think he has a record. Recordo, recordo, recordo. I feel like he was holding a record. Oh man, I might have blew my one chance because it is 8:30, which means the record store is almost all. There's one. Pianola is open till 9. I think Rana Records is also open till 8:30 or 9. But they won't be coming this way. This is the Disc Unions and the Jet Set and what's over here? Flash Disc Ranch and excuse me, a few others are around here. They'd be coming this way. But I like this little spot because it's got good light. So yeah. Oh, Bill Codville in the house. Nice to see you, buddy. Hey, Brian, have a great stream. Early AM in Vancouver. Just getting my day started. Well, good morning, Bill Codville in Vancouver. I've been to Vancouver once. It was wonderful. I had a really lovely time in Vancouver. It was so blue. It was so aquamarine. I just remember like the whole like color of the light. The color of the light of this of the sky. It was had this like aquamarine blue. It was really, really wonderful. The clouds were blue, the mountains were blue, the skyline was blue. It was really a really formative memory. And then we drove from Vancouver all the way up to Prince George, I think. We drove quite a long ways into BC on a big crazy road trip with my buddy and our dogs. Or his dog, not dogs, just one dog, but his dog. His dog is a legendary dog. His dog, the dog that we traveled with was his name was Black Sabbath, and he was a black lab. And one of the roommates refused to call him Black Sabbath, but he became Sebastian. But another one of our roommates, this was all sort of in an incestuous time back in Colorado, and one of the people in the circle became the Ozfest manager, became the Ozfest tour manager, and Sebastian Black Sabbath was backstage every night on Oz tour, which is really funny. Famous dog, very, very famous dog, Black Sabbath. Speaking of rock and roll bands, I'm this week, I think like in a couple of days, Eddie Vedder is going to be here in Japan. And there's a couple of diehard Pearl Jam fans out there in YouTube land. And one of them said to me, hey, you should go see him. And I said, yeah, I should go see him. I should take him around Tokyo and take him to the record store. Isn't he a record collector? And I said, do you know him? Assuming that like the guy who mentioned him to me, he's from the Pacific Northwest. I thought, maybe, you never know how many degrees away you are from these guys. And he kind of laughed at me and said, no, dude. And he's like way too big of a deal for me to know him. No way. And yeah, good luck. And so I was like, well, okay, challenge accepted. And I wrote to Eddie Vedder and I said, hey man, I'm just a dude here in Tokyo. If I take people around record stores, if you want to link up, I'd be happy to take you around. No reply. But hey, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So, but who knows? Maybe maybe something will happen. And I actually tried one more route, which happens to be my friend Eric Deutsch, my piano teacher, is also coming to Japan next week with the Black Crows. He's the piano player in the Black Crows, and they're coming from Australia to play half a dozen shows here in Japan, and this is the second or third time I've seen them here, and I love the Crows, so very, very happy to see them back. Eric's played with a bunch of bands over the years. He's played with Norah Jones. He's played with um, G Love and Citizen Cope, and he's played with Leftover Salmon for a lot of years, and he's played with John Zorn. Very interesting character. And he's a student of a legendary piano player, I think, in Colorado. I'm forgetting his name. Famous jazz guy. But Eric Deutsch, he's coming here with the Crows next week. And I said, yo, Eric, Eddie Vedder's going to be here the week before. Any leads on Eddie Vedder? Because we have a circle of musical friends, and we're kind of friendly with a handful of them. And so he said, I don't know. I don't think so. And I said, okay, that's okay. But I tried it one other route. But he's coming. I'm going to go see Eddie. I'm going to go see the Black Crows. And then also Sparks is coming. And I'm not a big Sparks guy, but that's only because I don't really know Sparks. And I only really came to know Sparks after having lived here. I didn't grow up knowing them. And I thought they were Japanese when I first discovered them. And they're very huge here. They're bigger here than they are back home, I think, in a way. And they're playing with Cornelius. And I want to go, but I'm like, I can't. It's record store day this month, and it's tuition for new school year, new school money this month, and there's no budget for too many concerts. But I'm gonna go backstage and hang out at the Crows, and then Eric's playing his own show, and I'm gonna go to that, which should be fun. And yeah, so that's my next couple of days. I'm excited about that. So yeah, okay, well, we're just getting the joints greased up here. We're just getting this, just feeling it. It's okay if we don't grab any. I probably ought to. I've been talking to you guys. I probably ought to try to track somebody down. It's this guy behind me seems to be pretty interested in all of these. There's tiles on the ground here that all have these names on them of people who maybe have donated to the city, or I'm not sure, but he's walking around as if they're kind of like a Hollywood, the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Not quite, but okay. Yeah, I think I just unloaded just about everything that I have on you. Listening to a lot of music today. I listened to murder ballads. Nick Cave. Oh my God, I fell in love with that. Fell in love with that record. The last track, Bob Dylan tune, something about it's not over when you die. What's the lyric? What's the name of the tune? And Shane MacGowan sings on it, and it was so good. I was like, oh, this sounds like fucking Shane MacGowan. And I opened it up. I was like, oh, it is Shane MacGowan. That's so cool. Yeah, beautiful. Must have been before Shane passed. I think, yeah, 2000. Oh, 90, I think 96 maybe. And I had like a come to Nick Cave moment, which I knew has been waiting for me off in the distance. Death is not the end. Thank you. Death is not the end. And what's the lyric before it? Like, don't tell anybody, or don't forget that death is not the end. Susan, nice to see you. Susan, hold on. Let me grab your name again. Oh, I need some reading glasses. Susan Sergey. Yeah, just remember, death is not the end. Oh, what a beautiful song! And this was after I listened. I listened to this record because I don't own any Nick Cave records, and everybody's like, "Oh, you love Shane MacGowan, you love Leonard Cohen, you love Tom Waits. What's wrong with you? You don't have any Nick Cave records?" I'm like, I know, because it's. I know that there's so many albums and they're all different, and like I know that I'm gonna like really love them, and I just like I've been sort of timid on where to start. I'm like, I don't. It's like I'm sure I was sure that I could easily become a completist. I started reading his Red Letter Press blog, at the beginning of COVID, which is kind of how I started to fall in love with him. Though I've known him, obviously for ages, but everybody's just told me, you gotta know Nick Cave. And I know he's like a lot of your number one. OG, my God, Let Love In, one of my favorite albums. Okay, yeah, I know that one. I'm gonna get them all. I'm gonna collect them all. I think I'm gonna collect them on CD maybe, because I think they'll be too expensive to collect on vinyl. I'm not sure, but I want them all. I want to hear all of them. I want to explore them like I've explored other artists in the past, where I've been like, oh, I want to be all in on this. I heard in his voice today, I heard something I'd never heard before. I heard something like fragile, and I mean that's not quite the right word. I heard something like it wasn't Nick Cave. It wasn't in character quite. It was like a true, a slightly truer, not with no affect. And I heard it. It was a very honest Nick Cave, and I was like, oh no, that's that. What is that? Oh, that's him. Okay, he's let his guard down a little bit on this tune, and I was really, really, really digging on that. So, very, very excited to explore his discography more. But before that, I listened to Leonard Cohen's last record, which was, I was told, his Black Star. And oh my God, the last track on that was a reprise of the first track, which is I wish our loves could have a treaty. I wish your love and my love could have a treaty. It was a beautiful, beautiful song, and oh my God, those guys, they just got better with age. The early stuff is great, but the later stuff is so good. Tom Waits is the same way. I have all of Tom Waits stuff. I want to go get all the old Shane MacGowan stuff, the latest stuff. I have all the early Pogues records. I don't have any of the Popes records, although I did see the Popes live in concert. But I would like to go have some solo Shane MacGowan records and hear what he put out in his last few years. And for that matter, David Byrne too. I want to go, after having read his book today, I want to go collect all of his later records. That guy I was saying today on today's member stream, like, he is both this crazy enigma of an artist. It's like unrelatable, like too giant of a genius to like even kind of wonder what must be going on in his head. And yet he's also this guy who like rides his bike, and he gets real transparent about the amount of money that he made on his records and how much he lost. And he's just real down to earth in this book, how music works. And I found something in that book that I have been thinking that came from another book. I heard what's his name? Chris Martin of Coldplay mention in an interview one time that he had read something in a book, and I never knew what book he was reading from, but I didn't imagine it was the David Byrne book, but I think it was the David Byrne book, because I read the passage today that I've been talking about for a number of years, and I was like, oh, this is the passage that Chris Martin was talking about in that interview. And it's about how music, oh my God, you got to read this book. Very, very interesting. I got to thank Michael Warren, who gifted me this for my birthday. And you'll see it because it's going to be featured in my next Tokyo Record Style post. But he talks about how, as a pattern finding machine, music is so much about finding patterns, but he gets like elemental about it, because he talks about how like the Big Bang had a sound, and like everything has a vibration, and everything puts out a frequency. And he's talking about like how the whole universe down to the quarks are all in tune and harmony, basically, is what he's saying. And he's saying that it's like biological, like our infatuation with music is actually like on a biological level, and we need music, and music helps us make sense of everything, right? As you can imagine, in the bush where we, you know, silence means that there might be danger, you know, there might be a cat, you know, creeping up on us, and all the birds see him and stop singing, and suddenly that means that you know, maybe we should be aware. So we have this relationship to sound and to silence, and he says that like predicting patterns, predicting where music's going to, predicting where anything's going to, predicting anything, finding a pattern and being correct in identifying that pattern rewards the brain. You know, if you see a mushroom that doesn't have the big, bright, dangerous, poisonous dots on it, and the one next to it has the other one, the reverse of it, and you eat the other one, then you get the sustenance and you get the happiness from the calories, and you've rewarded your brain for finding the right pattern. And when you guess the patterns, you send your brain into a fight or flight state. And when you guess wrong, or when you see, you know, two beady eyes in the bush, it's either coming to get you or it's something else. But either way, oh, there's some records. It stimulates the brain. And when we try to know how a song is going to how a music pattern is going to resolve, when we guess correctly, when it's suspended somewhere and it wants to go somewhere, then we're relieved and rewarded that, oh, we thought it was going to go somewhere and it did. And conversely, when it doesn't go to the place that we expect it to go, it sends us into this fight or flight mode where, oh, we've guessed wrong. And it tickles us. Oh, come on. I just saw the dude with the records. Where'd he go? Dang it. Hold on. He was right there. Where did he go? Blast. He looked cool too. He had a Tower Records bag when there's no Tower Records around here, which doesn't make sense. So that's a little off. He must have come from Shibuya or something. Well, how long have we been going, folks? Can I ask you to hit the like button? Can I get you to hit the like button? Got any questions about Japan, anybody? Got any fodder for me to riff on? I mean, if you can catch a good somebody to chat. Oh, there he is again. Oh, let me see if I can chat him up. すみません、今日レコード買った？今日レコード買った？今日の話はレコードの話。Yeah, it's show me your records はどう？いいですか？今ライブYouTube やってる。はどう？ Okay, wait, ちょっと名前は何ですか？ヤマトさん。I have a mic もある。あげるよ。ちょっとassistant もいい。ヤマトさん。Brian, I'm from USA. Yeah, でも2004、2004年からずっと日本。で、20なんか22年ぐらい。And you guys are family? Love. Okay, nice. All right. And you live in Shimokitazawa? No. And there's no Tower Records in Shimokitazawa. Okay. Shinjuku ka. Okay, and then it's 今日は date night. Date の感じ。Okay.
I just finished my work.
Okay, お疲れ様です。ヤマトさん and 何さん？サナイさん。ちょっと、じゃあ、Brian です。よろしくお願いします。I usually have a seal, but 今日seal。サナイさん、はどう？カメラ？ Yeah, はどう？Okay, nice. This is Sanai-san and Yamato-san, and they're coming from and they're coming from Tokyo, from Shinjuku. Shinjuku's record. Shinjuku's record. Now the Shinjuku Tower Records vinyl section was very hiroi when it moved to Shibuya, né? ちょっと残念, right? Is your house? Do you live near Shinjuku? Shinjuku is okay. No. So yeah, now Shibuya is where all the nightlife is happening. Well, always happening there. But my friend is the owner of Face Records. Face.
record.
Yeah,
I know.
Takai-san, 知ってますか?
I don't know.
Well, he's living in Shibuya, and he told me that these days the Skyline and the GTRs, it's so loud in Shibuya. He wants, and the Mario Karts, they want to move away from Shibuya. Zannen, a little bit sad. Yeah, Shibuya is getting kind of too crowded.
Yeah, I think.
And Sunday sites, yeah, and it's the Mario Karts.
Yeah.
Domo, what do you think about the Mario Karts? The Mario Karts, they're like a little go karts that a lot of the foreigners. There's never Japanese people riding them, but first I hate them, but now they're kind of kawaii. I think they're kind of cute. Right? They're kind of like, and the people who drive them, they're so fun. They love it. I'm just like, have fun. The show. So, okay, so you guys are coming to Shimokitazawa. You got a cool T-shirt on. This is called tokyorecordstyle. So your style is also super cool. You've got your T-shirts on, Nani? Hairstylist.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a famous brand. No. Famous brand. Hairstylist. Oh, stylistics. Oh, yeah. Stylistics. The stylist? No, I don't know. And this is James Brown? Looks like a little bit like James Brown. And your hat, Nani? What's your hat? Your hat mo kakkoi. What's your hat? TM.
Thank you.
TM wa? Don't know. Okay. Megane mo kakkoi. Okay, everything's cool. Sane-san, you have some? No point? Well, okay, anyway, I don't want to keep you guys too long, but it's so nice to talk. Kyo no record, nani katta? What'd you buy today? Hontoni arigatou gozaimasu. Okay. The hot rats. No, it looks amazing though. The hot rats. Hold on, let's show it off. The hot rats. Who knows the hot rats?
Do you know Supergrass?
Supergrass. Yeah, I remember Supergrass. Yeah. Britpop band. Okay, I remember Supergrass. So wait, let me see the backside. This is a spin-off of Supergrass. Supergrass no member.
So.
Okay. Cover album. Okay, Brian Ferry. Okay. Roxy Music, of course, yeah. Oh, Ray Davies, the Kinks, and Lou Reed. I can't stand. Okay, not a whole. It's a cover album, right? All right, cool. Sid Barrett, Bicycle, Bike. All right, very cool. David Bowie, Robert Smith. Okay, EMI. Oh, boy, to do EMI. Unbelievable. I remember that tune. Yeah, very cool. Okay, Hot Rats. I'm going to go. So this is Keiko Moshore. I'm going to go home and kore benkyou shimasu. I'm going to study this, and then mata Yamato-san ao no toki, I'm going to be like, hey, Hot Rats! And you're going to be like, oh, you listen to it. I call it the Ningen algorithm, the human algorithm. Spotify algorithm じゃなくて human algorithm. かっこいいでしょ? It's really nice way to discover music. Okay. Well, Sanae-san, もう一回 bye-bye してください. I want to thank Yamato-san and Sanae-san. Cute couple. 本当に可愛い. Let's see if there's any comment. Good evening. Okay, no, あんまりない. All right. Well, thank you for saying hello. Follow してください. Okay, you too. じゃあ、have a fun night tonight. ありがとうございます. 本当にありがとうございます. See you guys. Bye. よかった. That's nice. Thank you so much. They were adorable. I wish I had my camera. I don't have my camera sitting on top of my, I just wish that's so fun. It's so fun to just mix it up with people. It's just such a blast. The Hot Rats from, Supergrass. Yeah, I remember Supergrass. What song did they do? 90s Britpop? I got to go look them up again. I remember the name. I don't remember the tunes. But that looked good. That record, a whole album of Hot Rat covers. How does that work? It said, I kind of don't have my head around it completely. it was the Hot Rats doing covers of a bunch of other bands, I guess. So that's cool. Hey, Ocean Adrian, wonderful to see you. Thank you for being here. Really nice to see you. I just remembered I have some Blue Identity stickers with me. I could have given those guys one. And I do have actually one more kind of fun thing to show off. With Record Store Day coming up, I recommend this one. Record Store Day by Larry Jaffe, the most improbable comeback story of the 21st century. I think I talked about it before. I picked it up and then put it down and then oh, there's a sticker. Dang it, I have one sticker. I found one. There's a sticker. I'm all out. But there's one left. Dang it, I would have liked to have given that to them. Okay. Well, 9 o'clock. I've gone an hour, I guess. Shall I wrap this up? I have one other mission that I want to go on tonight, and I've parked over at the Mustard Hotel, and I could bring you with me to the Mustard Hotel. And the reason that I want to be at the Mustard Hotel is because they have a really groovy bar called Kurage, Jellyfish, where I'm trying to do an event. I've hosted a couple events at this place. Here comes a very colorful character. I'm trying to host another event there. And the guy was at first wasn't that warm to hosting an event. It's a long story, but I won't bore you with it. But I'm trying to get in good with the guy, getting good again with the people at Jellyfish. Okay, well, that was fun. I feel like the season of Vox Pop is officially started, I suppose. It probably goes off air for a few months, and it's officially started again. Maybe once every week or two, I'll get out here and do editions of this. And as I suppose as it warms up and people are out on the streets more, we'll catch some good record collectors and meet some interesting people like Yamato and Sanai. I love the name Sanai. Sanai is a great name. Sana, Sanae. And the word for E is like the A. So it's not Sana, it's Sanae. And so the way you say it, Sanae, that I together at the end there is really kind of sticky or very elegant, beautiful. Okay. Sanae was very nice, and they were both cool. What a cool couple. They just finished work. I wanted to pry and ask them what they did, but you don't want to like intrude on people's stuff. Okay. Well, I guess I can bring you with me. Is it going to be that hard? I can bring you with me to Mustard just as a it'll probably be too bumpy. I don't have the Yeah, it'll probably be too bumpy a ride. But anyway, I'll just show you the station off before I sign off here. Look out for another video coming from Tokyo Record Style tonight. I'm going to go home and work on it right now. So here, I'll turn you around. This is the giant light source that I'm using for my light. It's a big map, light panel, and it puts off a really nice light, right? It's pretty good. That's why I've chosen this spot. I get free light from this big board, right? I always try to find like a nice light source. There's a decent one, a little bit too high. You never want light from below. That one over there would be okay, a little bit dark. But yeah, this is Shimokitazawa Station, and they've just redone it, and it's not even finished yet. And yeah, So thank you for being here tonight for the first official Vox Pop of the season. Show me your records. It's been suggested that I get a balloon, maybe some yellow helium balloons, and that would be fun. But yeah, I'll what's the word? I'll stake out. No, I'll stake out this little spot over the summer. This is my favorite spot. I don't feel like I'm bothering anybody. The cops were over here. They didn't bother me at all. They bothered others, but they didn't bother me. There's cool young people. Shibuya is a little bit. The time zone also makes it really tricky. The time difference, because you guys are all just either going to sleep or waking up. So, and sorry for the wandering eyes, but I'm just, I'm playing a little chess here, skateboarding. I'm looking where I can go next, looking for who I might interview next. But no more record collectors. All right. Yornimer, nice to see you, buddy. Sorry, late. Good morning. Just woke up. Yornimer, you're early. I think based on your time zone, you're up pretty darn early. So thank you for waking up and saying hello. I feel like I'm in one of those, like, you hang out. No, you hang out. No, you hang up. It's like maybe there's one more somebody. But it's okay. We did good. We didn't strike out. We got a hit. We got on base. So have a nice evening, Bri. Yup. Appreciate that, Zeb. And appreciate John Moreno. It's 5 here in Pasadena. Good grief. Oh, good morning. It's really early. Okay, well, thank you, John Moreno, for showing up at 5 a.m. Go back to sleep maybe for a little while. And yeah, but maybe if you just get up for an early morning pee and go back to sleep. Maybe do a little bit of stretching. Get one more hour in you of sleep. That goes for all of you. Yornimer in the house. Ocean Adrian. Good grief. What time is it where Ocean Adrian is? She's out in the middle of the ocean. Susan Sergey with some Nick Cave love. Thank you for being here. Bill Caudville from lovely Vancouver. Zeb in the house. Zeb, I forgot. Where are you in the world? Remind me. Oh, Norway. That's where you are. You're in Norway. And Mick, a perfect prescription from Australia. I was very happy to connect with Mick again. All right. Have a great Thursday night here. It was a wonderful Thursday. So I'll see you guys. Maybe see you on the next one next week, maybe. And consider going to check out tokyorecordstyle.com and go check out Top 5 Records and see what we're doing over there. It's a lot of fun. But it's only for the cool kids. It's only for the cool kids. If you're not cool, you can't come and hang out there. It's only for the cool kids. It's exclusively for the cool kids. Okay, I'm the least cool one in there. So, but that's usually the case. Those guys look cool, speaking of which. This is why I love Shimokitazawa. Because you see these guys, like, they're coming from band practice, and they have the look, That's why I fell in love with this. The guitar case. It's the guitar backpack town. All right. See you guys on the next one. Bye. Oh, it's this way. I got to go this way. Oh, and then I forget. It never really stops when it's supposed to. Let's see if it'll work.